What's going on YouTube? It's Unger to the Max here. Salute to you. And in this video, I gave you a little bit of a sneak peek earlier, but I gave you a little bit of a sneak peek of what this video was going to be like. Gave you a little snippet, if you will. Sneak peek, snippets, same type of thing. But now I want to get into more depth about it. So let me start off with the fact that the Cleveland Browns actually have a chance at getting into the playoffs. Do I think they're actually going to? No. But there is a scenario to where they can do it. Now let me see if I can find the article. Hang on 1 second. Well, the Browns can't win the division now because the Steelers won. So hang on. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So hang on 1 second. So here's how the Browns can... Hey, what's up, George? How are you doing? I'm doing well. But, so here's what the Browns need to have happen in order to make the playoffs. The Browns must win their final 2 games to finish the season 8-7-1. So, hang on. They need to beat the Cincinnati Bengals and the...
Call from wireless.
Hold on. I got to answer that.
Call from wireless caller.
Sorry, you caught me right when I was doing a YouTube live stream. You're fine. Okay. We don't have bananas, but I think we have Cheerios. Oh, yeah. And I did find that hot chocolate mix, so thanks for that. Especially, wait, can you get me the vanilla almond milk? That's what I need. You can get not. Yeah, you can get that and it's right. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, same. Yeah, I went in the pantry and I couldn't find the box, so I'm like, I really wanted my chocolate, but I couldn't find the box. I'm like, what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Either one. Alright. Love you too. I'll probably be doing my live stream when you get back. I don't know. Okay. Love you. Bye. Ugh. My apologies about that. It was my mom calling, so I kind of needed to answer. So where was I? Oh, at Browns playoff scenario. So if the Browns want to make the playoffs, this is what needs to happen. The Browns must win their final 2 games. So at home this week against Cincinnati and at Baltimore next week. If that happens, they will finish the season 8-7-1. Then the Ravens must lose their final 2 games, including won against the Browns in Baltimore week 17 to finish the season 8-8. Then the Miami Dolphins must lose at least one of their 2 final games to finish no better than 8-8. And then, so those first 3 are possible. Because I do think the Chargers are going to beat the Ravens this week. But here's the one that is not going to happen, I don't think. The Colts and Titans must each lose week 16 and then tie when they play each other week 17. The Colts and Titans might both lose week 16, but I don't think they're going to tie. So, as much as I would love to believe that the Browns are going to make the playoffs, it's not going to happen this season. It just isn't. Trust me, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Maybe if you keep this core together with Greg Williams as your head coach, Freddie Kitchens as your offensive coordinator, Baker Mayfield as your quarterback, Nick Chubb as your running back. Hey, what's up, Talon? But if you keep Greg Williams as your head coach, Freddie Kitchens as your offensive coordinator, obviously you're going to keep Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback, keep Nick Chubb as your starting running back, and you keep that same group of wide receivers, and maybe you get a younger linebacker to replace Jamie Collins, because as much as I like Jamie Collins, I prefer somebody younger in there. Look at what Roquan Smith is doing with the Chicago Bears, which, go Bears, we finally beat the damn Green Bay Packers. Suck it, Green Bay. You have dominated the NFC North for too damn long. Finally, you get no playoffs, so Lambeau Field will be quiet. But hey, Aaron Rodgers, how does it feel that Khalil Mack sacked you by pushing his backside into you? Oh, that was hilarious. From Taylor Curry, how do you think Lamar Jackson is doing? Something feels different about the Ravens with Lamar Jackson as their starting quarterback than Joe Flacco. With Lamar, sure, they're not passing it as much, so their wide receivers aren't quite getting the production they might have with Joe Flacco. I get that. And, people who love seeing receivers rack up 400 yards, 200 yards a game or something, fans like that might not like that. But you know what? The way Baltimore's winning games right now, it's working for them. Look at what they did to Tampa Bay yesterday. I mean, they racked up at least 100 yards rushing. Now, what does concern me is as much as I like that Lamar Jackson is sliding to avoid getting hit, you can't always avoid getting hit, if that makes sense. By the way, that's my turtle tank in the background. I think that's Billy Joel swimming around. He's a red-eared slider, and that is Mossy, I think, on the top of the turtle tank. But anyway, so as much as I like that Lamar Jackson is playing like this, I think he needs to be careful. Maybe I don't love the fact that Baltimore is designing runs for him. I mean, is it working for them? Yes. I mean, they're right. They have the number 6 seed in the NFL playoff, in the AFC playoffs. I get that. Trust me, I get it. And I totally respect it. I'm not saying, I don't respect what the Ravens are doing and I think the Ravens are a bad team or anything like that. No. Don't get my words twisted. What I'm saying is I think the Ravens are running Lamar Jackson a little too much. and they're letting him get exposed to big hits on defense a little too much. So all I'm saying is tone it. If I'm the ball, I'm not saying stop running Lamar Jackson completely. Don't mince. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I'm saying is maybe tone down the quarterback runs a little bit, because again, you don't want Lamar Jackson constantly getting hit. Does that make sense? Like, if you want to sprinkle in a few quarterback runs here and there, fine. But I just think they're doing it a little too much. So, I like the way he is playing, but I think the Ravens might be running him a little too much. That's the way I feel about it. Do you agree? So, I'll be curious what your answer is, Talon. And like I said, this is part of the reason why I do these live streams. I love interacting with you, the viewers. I'm trying to figure out how to set it up to where during these live streams, you, the viewers, can call me and ask me questions. I mean, Norbcam, the Seattle Seahawks YouTuber, does it. I've seen Gangrene David do it. And shout out to Gangrene. Thanks again for doing that video with me week 3 for Thursday Night Football. Browns won, of course. You know, here's a quick side note. Every time I've done this is the superstitious side of me again. Every time I've done a YouTube game preview with another YouTuber for a team, the Browns have won. Like week 3, you know, I'm supporting the Browns, of course. So before Thursday Night Football, it was Browns Jets. I did a YouTube preview video with Gangrene David. Browns won. Week 5, did a game preview with Ingraven Vids for the Baltimore Ravens. What happened? The Browns won. I did a YouTube preview with Sports Live in the ATL before the Browns played the Falcons. What happened? The Cleveland Browns won. So, Ingraven, I'm free week 17. Browns against the Ravens. I'm down to do it. And when I say I'm down to do it, I mean I'm down to do a YouTube live stream game preview with you for that game. Because it could being the key word, but it could decide who goes to the playoffs. Because I don't think the Ravens are going to beat the Chargers this week. No. But speaking of the Chargers, that was a hell of a comeback on Thursday to come back and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Down 28 to like 14 or something. And Phillip Rivers just had ice in his veins. Not only because he came back and beat the Chiefs. Okay, were there some ticky-tacky penalties called in that game? Sure. But don't let that take away from the fact that the Chargers just flat out played better down the stretch and beat the Chiefs. But the Chargers really exercised some demons. because the Chiefs have beaten the Chargers 9 straight times. Of course, most of those times were still in San Diego, where the Chargers should still be. They should not be in Los Angeles. Ugh. It really bothers me that the Chargers are not playing in San Diego right now. It really bothers me. The city of San Diego really, really, really should let me down. They really let me down. I wanted to come to San Diego one day to see the Chargers play. Now I'll never get that opportunity. And I'm really disappointed about it. Very disappointed. You let me down, San Diego. You really let me down. But anyway, so were there some ticky-tacky penalties called in that game? Yes. Were there some questionable penalties that might have been missed? Yes. But overall, the Chargers just played the better game down the stretch. And for Philip Rivers to play like that without Keenan Allen really says something. I mean, and don't forget, he didn't have his top 2 running backs in Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. He didn't have either one. So, I mean, the Chargers were down to their 3rd string running back in Justin Jackson. A 3rd string running back. Hey, that sounds familiar. Oh, right. I know why it sounds familiar. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers were down to their 3rd string running back too in Samuels. All he did was run the ball like 17 times and pick up over 100 yards. Come on. Okay, first off, the Steelers won that game last year against New England. I don't care what the results say. The Steelers won that game. And, we had the weird no catch rule last year. I get it. Which with this season, that Jesse James play would have been a touchdown. Come on. Okay, first off, why didn't the Patriots go to Rob Gronkowski more? I don't understand. I just don't understand it. But even though the result of that game hurts the Cleveland Browns' chances of getting into the playoffs, and as much as I don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers, there is one team in not just the NFL, but in all of pro sports that I hate more than any other, and that's the New England Patriots. So even though it hurts the Browns' slim chances of getting into the playoffs, I say slim because to get into the playoffs, they need a lot of stuff to happen, like I said earlier. But even though it hurts the Browns' chances of getting into the playoffs, I don't care because I hate the Patriots. And it's been great to see them lose these last 2 weeks. This is actually the first time they've lost back-to-back games in December since 2002. And taking a look at the current AFC standings, hang on. No, conference. Thank you, ESPN. So, right now, Kansas City is the number 1 seed in the AFC. I mean, the Chargers are right there with them. They're also 11-3. But Houston is the number 2 seed. New England, the number 3 seed. Pittsburgh would be the 4 seed. So those are your division leaders. Kansas City, the Chargers, because they're both tied at the top of the AFC West, but Kansas City has the upper hand right now. I think it's because of division. Yep, it's because the Chiefs are 4-1 in the division and the Chargers are 3-2. That's why. But New England, if you want, think about this. Super Bowl 52. Why did the Patriots get to Super Bowl 52? What did they have? They had home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying the Jacksonville Jaguars would have beat the Patriots if that game was in Jacksonville. As a historian, you can't do that. You can't go, what if this happened instead of what actually happened? You can't do that. But in sports, you kind of have to almost. I don't know. But would the Jacksonville Jaguars have beaten the New England Patriots if that AFC Championship game had somehow been in Jacksonville? We don't know. But that's the key. Super Bowl 49. Why did the Patriots get to the Super Bowl? They had home field advantage. They had AFC divisional round. And they had the AFC in New England. AFC or Super Bowl 46. Why did they go to the Super Bowl? Again, they had home field advantage. In 2007, I'm pretty sure they had home field advantage. I'm not 100% sure about that. But when the Denver Broncos went to the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 50 and Super Bowl 48, why did they get to the Super Bowl? Well, they were playing the Patriots, but here's the thing. They had home field advantage. So the game was at, I think at the time it was called Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Of course, now it's called Broncos Stadium at Mile High. I'll get to that. Of course, I'll get to our game in a minute. But I want to address this first. I mean, that's the key. Get the AFC Championship out of New England. Has there been an exception to the rule? Yes. Super Bowl 47. The AFC Championship game was in New England. But Baltimore went in there and beat the Patriots. So there is an exception to the rule. Okay, I get it. But in general, when New England has had home field advantage, they've made it to the Super Bowl. So, and here's the other thing. If the current standings hold through the end of the season, the Patriots will not have a first round bye. They will have to play on wild card weekend. So they would have to play, as of right now, I think they would be playing Baltimore. And I'm not sure that's how good of a matchup that is. Although Bill Belichick would find some way. Although I don't know if the Patriots could find a way. Are the Patriots exposed a little bit? There's a possibility. And I'm going to bring this up again. I really wish I could get on NFL Network or ESPN and state my case for this. But in my true and honest opinion, Tom Brady is not the GOAT. Drew Brees is. Don't give me the crap about, Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings and Drew Brees only has 1. Don't give me that crap. Don't give me that. Because that's not why I say Drew Brees is the GOAT. And I'll read you something that I wrote. And yes, I did get a lot of crap for it on Facebook in various groups. But I'm going to read it anyway. In my honest opinion, the GOAT of the NFL is not, I repeat, not Tom Brady. To me, the GOAT of the NFL is Drew Brees. I don't care that Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings. He didn't even win any of those rings for the Patriots. Did Brady lead the comeback in Super Bowl 51? Yes, but did he score the game-winning touchdown? No, it was James White. And in Super Bowl 49, it was just Malcolm Butler making a great play at the right time. Plus, his first 2 Super Bowl rings were won on game-winning field goals. But besides the Super Bowl rings, Brady has had the benefit of having a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Randy Moss, which I get it. They didn't win a Super Bowl together. I get that. Good job by the Giants preventing the Patriots from winning that. I was very happy about that. In Randy Moss, maybe a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Wes Welker, and 2 Pro Bowl tight ends in Gronk and Aaron Hernandez before he went crazy and killed Odin Lloyd. Meanwhile, Drew Brees only has 1 Super Bowl ring, but he has the most passing yards in the NFL, and he has far less talent around him at wide receiver and tight end. Drew Brees never had a wide receiver like Randy Moss. Yes, he had Jimmy Graham and Brandon Cooks, but they were both traded. When Brees won the Super Bowl, he had Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, Marcus Colston, Devery Henderson, and Jeremy Shockey. How many of those guys are Hall of Famers? Brees has Michael Thomas, who will be a Pro Bowl wide receiver. But other than him, I don't even know any of the other Saints receivers. My point is that Drew Brees has done so much more with so little. And so, even though Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings, in my opinion, Drew Brees is still the GOAT. That's my honest opinion, and I provide my reasoning there. And also, if you think Tom Brady is the GOAT, how come he couldn't beat the New York Giants in the Super Bowl? No response? Okay, point taken. So, I brought up Broncos Stadium at Mile High. Well, the Cleveland Browns were there, and, they didn't play an exciting game at all. The Denver Broncos beat them 34-21. Wrong, sir, wrong. The Cleveland Browns somehow, some way, I'm going to just say it, pulled a magic trick, I should say, not a magic trip. I don't know what a magic trip is. Yes, I did. Hey, you're back, Taylor. Yeah. But the Browns pulled off a magic trick on Saturday. Excuse me, not Sunday. Because the NFL is not doing Saturday night football or Thursday night football anymore. They're doing Saturday night football. This week's matchups are Washington at Tennessee. Again, even though I'm not of Native American descent, I personally choose not to say the team name for Washington. I just think it's very racist and discriminatory, and it keeps fans away. I would like to see them change the name of the team to the Poison Dart Frogs. Poison Dart Frogs can kill about 10 adult men. So, to me, Poison Dart Frogs are an intimidating animal. So, and plus, if Washington does that, you're going to make a bunch of money because Washington fans are going to be like, oh, we have a new team name and potentially new team colors. Let's go buy merchandise to support this new name and logo. This new logo, new team, new colors, all that type of stuff. So I think it would work. And that name doesn't just leave any fans out. It doesn't say, oh, Native Americans, we're going to push you to the side and use a racist name. No, it says it includes everybody. It doesn't draw there's no reason to protest that name. I mean, Poison Dart Frogs might get offended by that name, but can they protest? No. They're frogs. But no, Poison Dart Frogs, I think, is a great name. So I really wish there was a way me, a 21-year-old in Solon, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, I really wish I could somehow get to Washington and convince, I'll say it just this once, and convince the Redskins to change their name to the Poison Dart Frogs. I really wish I could. I even made a whole PowerPoint about it. I don't think I can flip the camera though. Not with my computer screen. So unfortunately, I don't think I can do that. But anyway, where was I? Where was I before I went on that little rant? Which game was I talking about? I think I was talking about Browns Broncos. Yes, I was talking about Browns Broncos, but that team came up because I was talking about the matchups for this Saturday. So yeah. I was talking about Browns Broncos. I honestly wasn't sure how the Browns offensive line was going to handle the pass rush of the Broncos, because last time they went up against a great pass rush on the road, they struggled. Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, they caused havoc on Baker Mayfield all day. He threw interceptions, and the Browns lost 29-13. So I was very skeptical, being that that's how the Browns offensive line performed against one of the best pass rushes in the NFL in Houston. Although at the time the Texans were rolling. And then the next week, the Colts went in and beat them, which I'll for sure get to that Colts game because that was amazing. And two of my favorite players of all time played for the Colts, actually. If I had to rank them, it would go number 1, Reggie Wayne, number 2, Peyton Manning. I actually prefer running backs and wide receivers more than quarterbacks. That's why LaDainian Tomlinson is my favorite player of all time. And that's why the Chargers are my favorite team in the AFC. But like I said, I'm a huge Browns fan. But I wasn't sure how the Browns were going to handle the pass rush of the Broncos because, like I said, they struggled against the Texans pass rush with J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, Jadeveon Clowney, those three. So I wasn't sure how the Browns were going to handle Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. If I'm going to be honest, which I'm not lying before, my dad always says, if you say, to be honest, it means you were lying earlier. So that's why I said that. But I was skeptical about it. I'm not going to lie. I was completely skeptical about it. But the Browns impressed me. They did a good job of slowing down that pass rush. And I think the way they did it was by running the ball early and often with Nick Chubb. Yes, Baker Mayfield hit some early passes to Rashard Perriman. Iverson Vlogs. Are the Steelers making the playoffs? Most likely they are. But they have a very, very, very tough game this weekend in New Orleans on Sunday against the Saints. That's going to be I think that might be the game of the week. I'm so excited for that game. And I don't think I'll be able to watch it because on Thursday, actually, I'm going down to West Palm Beach in Florida. So there will be a little bit of a change of scenery. So yeah. But I don't know if I'll be able to watch the Steelers Saints game. Hopefully. Steelers all the way. My prediction, Steelers win 34-28. Okay. I don't know. I mean, the Steelers do have a good defense. I will agree with you on that, and they did a great job neutralizing the Patriots offense. I was stunned at how well the Steelers neutralized that Patriots offense. And I said this earlier, but even though that game hurts the Browns' chances of getting into the playoffs, because now there's no chance that the Browns can win the AFC North, because for the Browns to have a chance at winning the AFC North, the Steelers needed to lose the last 3 games of the season. And obviously that's not going to happen now. But even, like I said, although it hurts the Browns' chances of hurts the Browns slim, and I say slim, I would give them maybe a 0.5% chance at making the playoffs. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance, but it's slim. I'm not going to say there's no chance, but it's slim. But I'll read your comment in a minute. But even though the Steelers won that game, and like I said, it hurts the Browns' chances, I'm okay with it. I don't really like the Steelers because they're in the same division as the Browns. But as I said earlier in this live stream, there is no team I hate more in the NFL, possibly in all of pro sports, than the New England Patriots. I absolutely despise them. Ugh. So even though, like I said, I know I've said this multiple times, but I'm going to say it again. Even though it hurts the Browns' chances of making it into the playoffs because of that game, I love that the Steelers won that game because I hate the New England Patriots. Actually, because of their little recent history with Spygate and Deflategate, even if the Patriots didn't actually do it, which I'm skeptical about both, but anyway. Where was I? Oh, I remember. I saw my mom driving in from the window, so I looked over. So even though it hurts the Browns' chances, thank you for beating the Patriots. Pittsburgh, thank you very, very, very much. You know, and I know I gave my thoughts on this game earlier, but I'm happy to talk about this game again because it was great. One of the best games I've ever seen. First off, the Steelers won that game last year. But, you know, we had the whole no catch rule last year. And like, is this a catch or is it not a catch? Yeah. Which that Jesse James play with the rules we have this season, it would have been a catch. What the fuck? Really? Really? I mean, like I said, the Steelers won that game last year. They just got unlucky with the whole Jesse James catch being overturned and it being changed to a no catch. Which, again, the Steelers got absolutely hosed on that. But the Steelers did a fantastic job taking away Julian Edelman. Josh Gordon really didn't do anything. Rob Gronkowski, who's usually been like a thorn in the Steelers' side. Actually, he's been a thorn in everybody's side, it seems like. But I don't think he had his first catch until like the first few minutes of the third quarter. I don't think he had a catch in all of the first half. So great job by the Steelers on defense yesterday. I mean, here's another example of the Steelers doing a great job on defense. And you might think I'm about to talk about the defensive sequence at the end that pretty much sealed it for the Steelers. But no, the play I'm talking about that shows how great the Steelers defense was when the Patriots were driving, and I don't remember the score at that point, but Brady was trying to throw the ball out of bounds, And the former Cleveland Brown, of course, Joe Hayden, says, no, you're not throwing this ball out of bounds. Jumps up and makes the interception. That's when I knew the Steelers were actually going to win this game. And did Ben Roethlisberger play at his best yesterday? No. Did Antonio Brown play at his best yesterday? No. Did Juju Smith-Schuster play at his best yesterday? No. I think both receivers actually didn't have a catch in the second half, or they barely had any. I don't know. But, I mean, you lose Le'Veon Bell, you lose James Conner, and the Steelers are like, here's Sanders, I think his name is. Let me check on that. Patriots. I think his name's Patriots versus Steelers. Hang on, I want to make sure of this. What was the running back's name for the Steelers yesterday? Was it Sanders? No, Steelers. Jalen Samuels, that's it. He played really well for the Steelers, and he's a third-string running back. What does that say? But, so now what is it? The problem is the Saints can play defense when the offense runs the ball, but they can't play defense when the offense throws the ball. Okay. And then when Hayden got the interception, I thought the refs were saying he was intercepted. When he intercepted, it was out of bounds. With some of these calls, you have to wait to see what the ref actually rules before you can, have a reaction to it. It's almost like unless the touchdown is clear cut, you have to be like, yeah, wait a few seconds for the refs. They signal touchdown. Yay! But it's like you can't always have an immediate reaction. It's a matter of waiting a few seconds, and then, this play is going to be reviewed. And then you're like, oh, crap. But, yeah, I completely understand what you mean. And like I said, the Steelers did a great job of neutralizing the Patriots offense. Fantastic job. But what are we going to see out of the Pittsburgh Steelers this coming week on Sunday? After finally beating the Patriots, which Steelers fans, I should say, not Steelers vans. Sorry about that. Steelers fans consider the Patriots to be a rival. The Patriots fans, not so much. They don't see the Steelers as a rival because the Patriots have dominated the Steelers. Although the last 2 years, the Steelers have won. I know the Patriots won the game last year, but it was a bullshit call. I'm sorry. That was a catch by Jesse James. That was a bullshit call by the refs. So the Steelers have, in my opinion, the Steelers have beaten the Patriots in Pittsburgh in back-to-back seasons. And the Steelers get another crack at the Patriots next season because the AFC North is playing the AFC East. So that means the Browns actually get to play the Patriots. But unfortunately, it will be in New England. The Browns will be at New England, at the Jets, home to Buffalo, and home to Miami. The AFC North will also be playing the NFC West. So the Los Angeles Rams will be coming to Cleveland, and the Seattle Seahawks will be coming to Cleveland. And hopefully I still have season tickets for the Browns next season. And what I'll probably do for the Seahawks-Browns game is wear half Browns, half Seahawks. Somehow. Maybe I don't know. I'll figure something out. But, yeah. And So I don't know what about Baltimore's schedule or Pittsburgh's schedule or Cincinnati's schedule. All I know is the AFC North is playing the NFC West and the AFC East. That's what I know. And then next season, the AFC North will be playing the NFC East. So the Browns will be at the Giants, at the Cowboys, home for Washington, and home to the Eagles. So that I do know. Patriots were saying the refs won the Steelers game. I mean, do you expect anything else from Patriots fans? I'm sorry, but sometimes Patriots fans can be very salty. And they go, "Oh, we lost. Let's blame it on the refs." But something feels different about the Patriots. They don't feel like the same team. You know, usually they have these type of losses in like September, maybe October, but you usually don't see the Patriots lose back-to-back games like this late in the season. They've lost 5 playoff, or I almost said 5 playoff games. No, they've lost 5 road games to Jacksonville, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Miami, Pittsburgh, I should say. Patriots schedule. I want to look up the Patriots schedule. Let's see. They lost at Jacksonville, at Detroit. They lost at Tennessee. They've lost at Miami, and they've lost at Pittsburgh. So the only road games they've won have been at Chicago, at Buffalo, and at the Jets. That's it. And the only impressive road win that the Patriots have this season is at the Bears, who defeated the Green Bay Packers and are the NFC North champs. Let's go. And with the way the Rams are playing right now, the Bears could potentially get the 2 seed. Come on. But do the Bears have a legitimate chance at going to the Super Bowl? Maybe. But if you have to go into New Orleans to win, no. There's just something that happens at the Superdome late in the season to where, to kind of use the words of Peter Schrager from NFL Network, it just becomes a minefield. There's just something that changes about the games there in the playoffs. Like, look at 2009. I know you had Bountygate where, with Greg Williams having his players intentionally hurt Hall of Fame, the quarterbacks. I know. But look at what happened. Like, the Saints weren't supposed, with the way that game was going, the Saints weren't supposed to win that NFC Championship game against the Vikings, but they found a way. So something just changes. And if the Saints keep home field advantage, which I think they will, because I think they're going to beat the Carolina Panthers tonight on Monday Night Football. But if the Saints keep home field advantage, nobody's beating them in the Superdome. And they will go to the Super Bowl. And I think their defense is good enough to win the Super Bowl. Seriously. But it's that offense. Where's the Super Bowl this year? In Atlanta. What type of stadium is Mercedes-Benz Stadium? It's a dome, right? Well, imagine if the Saints keep home field advantage throughout, so meaning they don't have to play on Wild Card Weekend. They get the divisional round where? Marseille in the Superdome. They get if they win their divisional round game, they get the NFC Championship game where Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and then if they get to the Super Bowl, Mercedes-Benz Stadium is a dome. I don't know, but I would love to see new teams in the Super Bowl. I would love to see like a Houston in the Super Bowl or a Kansas City in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see Pittsburgh or New England, or I'd like to even, I rescind that statement a little bit. I'd like to see Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl, because it's just been kind of the same teams in the Super Bowl from the AFC every year. It's usually the Patriots. Occasionally the Steelers get there. I mean, one year the Ravens got there. But it's generally been the Patriots. I want somebody new. If it's Kansas City, great. If it's Houston, great. If it's Pittsburgh, fantastic. If the Chargers are able to run the table and get to the Super Bowl, great. If Baltimore clinches the last playoff spot and they run the table and get to the Super Bowl, that's great too. I just want somebody new in the Super Bowl for the AFC. I don't want New England in the Super Bowl. I don't. But that's the one thing about the AFC playoffs. If the Patriots can get eliminated before the Super Bowl, that would be fantastic. Whether it's in the AFC Championship game or if they lose somehow at home in the AFC divisional round, or if they lose in the wild card round. I would love that. I mean, if the Patriots have to play the Chargers, honestly, I'm not sure if the Patriots can win that game. Especially if Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler are healthy. I mean, you have Mike Williams, Antonio Gates, Tyrell Williams, Keenan Allen. You've got Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler. Justin Jackson has proven to be a decent running back. So, and the Patriots, like I said, just aren't playing well right now. They're 3-5 on the road this season. And something just feels off about the Patriots this season. They were talking about this on ESPN First Take. The Patriots seem like they're a little bit unstable, to be honest. Because, Bill Belichick, he's both the coach and GM. He was trying to trade Rob Gronkowski. But Tom Brady kind of undermined him, went right to the owner, Robert Kraft, and Rob Gronkowski is still there. The Patriots traded for Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers. Of course, he's now hurt. And Jacoby Brissett is with the Colts. Who's going to be, it's not a matter of if, it's when Tom Brady retires, who's going to be Tom Brady's replacement for the Colts? For the Patriots. Who's going to take over? Who? And Josh McDaniels. He was going to become the head coach of the Colts. But Tom Brady undermines Bill Belichick, goes to Robert Kraft and goes, don't let Josh McDaniels leave. Give him whatever he wants. He gets a 5-year contract and he stays as the offensive coordinator with the Patriots. Now, I don't know how Josh McDaniels would have done as the Colts head coach, but Frank Reich, the offensive coordinator of the Eagles last year, who's now the head coach of the Colts, when I first heard that he became the head coach, I'm like, yeah, okay, they didn't get the guy they want, so they I felt like the Colts settled a little bit. Because, they had verbal consent from Josh McDaniels that he was going to become their head coach. which I still feel like he should not have been allowed to back out and go, oh, no, I'm going to stay in New England as the offensive coordinator. But looking at the Colts right now, I don't know how Josh McDaniels would have done, but Frank Reich is doing a great job with the Colts. I mean, look at what they did yesterday. Now, did the Cowboys miss some opportunities? Yes. I mean, the wide receiver should have caught it. Should have caught that pass for the first down for the Cowboys early. But I think his name was like Olawale or something. Olawale should have caught that. But overall, the Colts did a great job of pretty much, I almost want to say choking off the Cowboys' run game. I don't think Zeke Elliott had 100 yards. Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure Zeke did not have 100 yards rushing. No, on 18 carries, he had 87 yards. So the Colts did pretty much, choked off the Cowboys running game and pretty much said, okay, we're not going to let Zeke beat us. Dak, you have to beat us. And clearly, Dak could not do that. But here's the interesting thing. The Colts didn't. What a lot of teams have been doing against the Cowboys is they've been playing man defense. This is uncomfortable. I got that weird feeling in my nose where you feel like a sneeze wants to come out, but it's not. So bear with me. But the Colts didn't play as much man. They played a lot of zone defense. And kind of taking the ideas of what Stephen A. Smith was talking about on First Take this morning. Not First Tank, First Take. The linebackers coach of the Colts was with the Dallas Cowboys last year. Frank Reich, now the head coach of the Colts, he was the Eagles offensive coordinator. So I don't remember the Colts linebackers coach, but he was with the Cowboys last year. So those two knew how I don't remember his name. Like Sabaflaris or something. Hang on. Colts defensive coordinator. What's his name? Matt Eberflus. Yeah. He has also been the linebacker coach for the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys. And like I said, Matt Eberflus, my apologies if I said that name wrong, but Eberflus and Frank Reich were familiar with what the Cowboys wanted to do. So you would think the Dallas Cowboys would have gone, hey, these two guys know what we're going to do. Why don't we modify how we play so that they can't game plan exactly for us? But did the Cowboys do that? No, not at all. They just stayed with their game plan. And the Colts said, well, thank you. We know how to stop this. And they pitched a shutout. 23-0. The Colts won that game. And Dak Prescott, he's not an elite quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback who has flashes of greatness. He's not this, I'm going to put the team on my back and take us to the promised land. He's not that type of quarterback. I mean, I don't remember when it was, but it was the year the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys had the best record in the NFC, and they had home field advantage. throughout the NFC playoffs. Excuse me. And in the divisional round, they played the Green Bay Packers. And Dak and the Cowboys could not get it done. They allowed Green Bay to stay in that game. And when you allow Aaron Rodgers to hang around, you're going to get burned. And that is exactly what happened, because the Packers came back and won that game. Of course, they went to Atlanta to play the Falcons in the NFC Championship game, in the last game ever at the Georgia Dome. And, of course, the Falcons won. And then And then, of course, as we all know, they choked in the Super Bowl. Which, quick side note, I want to go through. So, who won the Super Bowl last year? The Philadelphia Eagles. They were wearing their home jerseys. But in Super Bowl 51, the Patriots won the Super Bowl, unfortunately, and they were wearing their white jerseys. Super Bowl 50, the Broncos won the Super Bowl. They were wearing their white jerseys. Super Bowl 49, a game the Seahawks should have won if they had just run the ball. But at the same time, I think the play that they ran works 9 out of 10 times. Malcolm Butler just was there at the right place at the right time. So good job to him. Good job making that play, although I'm disappointed about that because, as you know, my favorite team in the NFL is the Seattle Seahawks. Or, I'm sorry, it should be the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm upset about that game. But anyway, the Patriots won that Super Bowl, and they were wearing their white road jerseys. Super Bowl 48, when the Seahawks dominated the Denver Broncos and won that game 43-8. They were wearing their road jerseys. Super Bowl 47, Ravens 49ers, the game where I say the halftime, hey, what's up, Philip? Where I say the halftime performer, Madonna, I think it was, caused the power to go out in the second half. But the Ravens won that Super Bowl, and they were wearing their white jerseys. Super Bowl 46, Giants Patriots. The Giants won that Super Bowl. What jerseys were they wearing? Their white jerseys. Super Bowl 45. Here's another exception, because the Packers were playing the Steelers, and the Packers wore their home jerseys, and the Packers won. Super Bowl 44. The Saints were wearing their away jerseys, and they won the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 43. Steelers were playing the Cardinals. I wish the Cardinals had won that game because Larry Fitzgerald, who is a shoo-in Hall of Famer, would at least have a Super Bowl ring. But great job by Ben Roethlisberger making that play to Santonio Holmes. So, and Art Rooney, rest in peace. So good job by the Steelers. I don't like the Steelers, but I respect them as an opponent. So, yeah. I mean, I'll go to a Browns-Steelers game in Pittsburgh, no problem. I've done that once before, and I had a lot of fun. Although my dad didn't let me get a terrible towel. I know it would have been considered sacrilegious to get one, but I just wanted it for a souvenir. Not because I'm a Steelers fan. No, not a Steelers fan. I just wanted the terrible towel for souvenir purposes. That's all. But anyway, so the Steelers won Super Bowl 43, and they were wearing their white jerseys. Super Bowl 42, Patriots were looking to go the entire season perfect. Of course, the Giants didn't let them because of that David Tyree catch where he went, oh, here's the ball. I'm going to stick it to my helmet. And then Plaxico Burress made the game-winning touchdown, and the Giants won 17-14. But the Giants were wearing their road jerseys. Super Bowl 41, good job by the Colts winning the Super Bowl. But I really wish the Bears had won that Super Bowl. But anyway, the Colts were wearing their road jerseys, Super Bowl 40, where the Steelers should not have won that game. There were ticky-tacky penalties called and, all this and that. But I respectfully say the Steelers should not have won that Super Bowl. But anyway, they were wearing their away jerseys. Super Bowl 39. The Patriots won that Super Bowl. They were wearing their road jerseys. Super Bowl 38. I'm pretty sure Super Bowl 38. Super Bowl 38. Super Bowl 38. That was another exception because the Patriots won that game in their home jerseys. Super Bowl 37, the Buccaneers were in their home jerseys. Super Bowl 39, the Super Bowl 36, Patriots were in their home jerseys. What Super Bowl was the 1 yard short? Super Bowl 35, the Ravens were wearing their away jerseys and they won the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 34 was another exception because the Rams won. Super Bowl 34 was not an exception because the Rams won that Super Bowl thanks to the Titans receiver being 1 yard short and the Rams were wearing their away jerseys. But I'm not going to keep going. But my point is, you see kind of a trend. Most of the Super Bowl winners have worn their white jerseys. And Super Bowl 53, the NFC will be the home team. Yeah, because last year for Super Bowl 52, the AFC was the designated home team. And for Super Bowl 51, the NFC was the designated home team. It alternates every year. But yesterday was a great day of football. I mean, the Colts shutting out the Dallas Cowboys 23-0. Titans shutting out the Giants 17-0. I mean, Marcus Mariota even blocked a linebacker in that game. That linebacker probably thought, oh, this is an offensive lineman. He looks up, oh my God, it's Marcus Mariota, the quarterback. What the heck? I would have been very confused. But as for tonight, I think the Saints are going to beat the Panthers. The Panthers' defense has been awful. I mean, and the only bright spot of the Panthers' offense has been Christian McCaffrey. Cam Newton really hasn't done anything. DJ Moore hasn't really done anything. Ian Thomas played okay against the Browns, but unfortunately I won't be going to any more Browns games, so you'll have to wait for more Browns in-game footage until next season, but I will be back with those. But Ian Thomas played decent against the Browns, but McCaffrey played okay against the Browns, but other than that, I haven't really seen anybody. So, I don't know. The Panthers have too many question marks for me. And the Saints are just playing high-octane offense. And again, in my honest opinion, Drew Brees is the GOAT, not Tom Brady. And I'll read you my comment one more time. I'll read you my post about it one more time. In my honest opinion, the GOAT of the NFL is not Tom Brady. I repeat, is not Tom Brady. to me, the GOAT of the NFL is Drew Brees. I don't care that Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings. He didn't even win any of those rings for the Patriots. Did Brady lead the comeback in Super Bowl 51? Yes. But he didn't. But did he score the game-winning touchdown? No. It was James White. And in Super Bowl 49, it was just Malcolm Butler making a great play at the right time. Plus, his first two Super Bowl rings were won on game-winning field goals. But besides the Super Bowl rings, Brady has had the benefit of having a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Randy Moss, although the Patriots didn't win that Super Bowl because the Giants beat them. Maybe a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Wes Welker, and 2 Pro Bowl tight ends in Gronk and Aaron Hernandez before he went crazy and killed Odin Lloyd. Meanwhile, Drew Brees only has 1 Super Bowl ring, but he has the most passing yards in the NFL, and he has far less talent around him at wide receiver and tight end. Drew Brees never had a wide receiver like Randy Moss. Yes, he had Jimmy Graham and Brandon Cooks, but they were both traded. When Brees won the Super Bowl, he had Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, Marcus Colston, Devery Henderson, and Jeremy Shockey. How many of those guys are Hall of Famers? Brees has Michael Thomas, who will be a Pro Bowl wide receiver, but other than Thomas, I don't even know any of the other Saints receivers. My point is that Drew Brees has done so much with so little. And even though Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings, in my opinion, Drew Brees is still the GOAT. So that's how I'm gonna end this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time making it. As you can see, I'm very passionate, and I hope that shows in these videos. But until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off by saying, go Cavaliers, beat the Pacers, go Blue Jackets, beat the Golden Knights, go Browns, beat the Bengals, go Seahawks, beat the Chiefs. Who do the Bears play this week? Hey Siri, who do the Chicago Bears play this week?
The Bears take on the
Go Bears, beat the 49ers. Go Chargers, beat the Ravens. And yeah, so until next time, this is Unger to the Max saying salute to you.